Good evening, CJ. It's Tuesday, and I was going to use this time to tell you about camp, but some exciting things have happened, and I just went and saw Twilight, so I'm just going to rant about that. That's what's happening. So Sunday was the World Cup final between the Netherlands and España, and Spain came out 1-0, winners, champions of the World Cup in overtime. Which everyone should press the Vuvelza button in the lower right-hand doobly-doo so you can hear your Vuvelza horns. Vuvelza, I don't even know how to say Vuvelza. It's a confusing word with too many V's and Z's and letters that aren't often in words, so I'm not used to saying them. But I also just got back from seeing Eclipse with you, which is why I'm wearing my Team David shirt. Because we're not Team Edward or Jacob, we're Team David Silverman. It's just how the world goes. So, ranting about Twilight. My main problem with Twilight is the fact that it's just a terrible influence on young girls. Because, as you know, we both, once in our lives, liked Twilight. We read all the books, CJ. We know the basic storyline. I will never let you live this down, but you tried to write a book about vampires, and it was just as god-awful as Stephenie Meyer's writing. I'll never let you forget that, I'm sorry. It was some outrageous story about one girl not being a vampire but living in a family of vampires, and I read like the first page and was like, CJ, just don't do this terrible thing to yourself. But I'll admit that I also once liked Twilight, because there was a point in my life when I thought I needed the Jonas Brothers to tell me I'm pretty and Twilight to tell me I need a boyfriend, but I've grown up. I've gained self-confidence, and thankfully I don't need that anymore, and neither should anyone else. It's like Bieber fever. It's a sickness that'll take over your brain and turn you into a zombie working for the man and mass media. But my other problem with Stephenie Meyer's writing is that it's just terrible science fiction and fantasy. When you have such great fantasy and science fiction literature like Ursula Le Guin, anything by C.S. Lewis, and just Harry Potter, and anything else, Lord of the Rings, which I'm probably going to watch after this, it's just terrible to see Stephenie Meyer butcher science fiction with her non-consistent writing. Like, in Twilight it's supposed to be June, or in Eclipse it's supposed to be June, and then there's like a snowstorm, and then there's not a snowstorm, and you're like, what's going on? I don't care if this is Seattle, it's still like temperate, it's climate zone, follow the same rules, jeez. But when you have such great things like that, and you see Twilight become this amazing, just presence in our world, it's really, really, really difficult to accept that, because there's so much better things people could be reading, or people could be watching, and appreciating, and obsessing over. Because I do obsess over good things, but I obsess over good things, so it's not a problem to me. So basically, I just hate Twilight. And I hate Twilight because I used to like Twilight, and I hate Twilight because it overshadows better things, and I hate Twilight because it's a book, and books are supposed to be good, and this book isn't good. Bye, CJ.